Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here, and today I got a Battlefield 1 video for you, and I want to explain the reason why I ended up picking this game up, even though initially I wasn't going to do it, and talk about like my expectations of the game and if this game has exceeded those expectations. So the hype really started up when the first initial trailer dropped, and like we saw that like Call of Duty was going to even more futuristic stuff, and we were just dying for an old school shooter that we could love and live through, you know, the wars that, you know, our countries had to go through in order to become what we are today. When the beta came out, I think I was a little bit overhyped for it because I didn't enjoy the beta. Like, I thought the beta was okay. It definitely had its moments, but I think the biggest problem with the beta was that I really didn't like the desert map at all. It felt way too wide open. The game modes that they had available in the beta I really didn't like either. Rush just kind of felt meh, and the same thing with like Conquest. Like on that map it just feels too wide open. I was constantly getting killed by light tanks. The light tanks were super overpowered, getting bombed by planes, barely any areas to take cover. And it honestly felt like a map straight out of like Star Wars Battlefront, like the Gauss Badlands map, where it had very similar attributes, and I was just like, wow, this is going to be a complete reskin of Battlefront, and it's going to be a disaster, and people are going to get sick of playing it very quickly. And that was my expectation, so I was expecting the game to not be very good. Well, after a couple days, it launched, and I started watching live streams, and that's what a lot of people do to see if, you know, they're interested in the game. And I was like, whatever. Like, let me check it out. Let's see what it has to offer. At least I'm always down to at least give a game a chance. So I was watching some live streams, and I was watching Operations, and it looked very interesting to me. Now, if you don't know what Operations is, it's a new game mode that is in Battlefield 1 that's never been in a Battlefield game before. Although the gameplay feels very Battlefield-like because it's basically Conquest put into Rush, which is like a super new experience. So there's like there's sectors that you push. You have to continuously defend those, and the attacking team needs to push them back, and they have three chances to push you back all the way to your final defenses, and you get like behemoths, which can be either a giant warship, a battle train, or a zeppelin, which you saw in the trailer, which is definitely pretty awesome. And they're super strong, and they help you push, but there's also anti-air, and you have airplanes battling each other, and then you have this real war going on the ground. Like, it feels like you're actually in the war. I've never felt a game that's had so much immersion. Like, I've seen a lot of people complaining about like the UI and the female voice kind of killing the immersion, but you get over that really quickly, and you start to realize that when you're putting your gas mask on and you're seeing people die next to you, and you're running through all these little trenches and all these little areas, it makes you feel like you're in World War I, and I've yet to feel that with any game that I've played. I've never played a game where I felt like I was actually in the war. I haven't played the campaign at all. I don't know if I'm interested in playing the campaign. I'll probably play through it just to see what it is, and I've heard it's pretty good. For a Battlefield campaign, that is, obviously. I can honestly say that if you love the recent Battlefield games, then this game is a must-buy for you, because I think this is probably the best Battlefield game that has came out since Bad Company 2. And now that's my opinion, right? I played all the Battlefield games a lot, you know, when it came to Battlefield 2, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, even Hardline I played quite a bit, even though I didn't end up getting Hardline on launch. But I've played a lot of the Battlefield games, and there's no Battlefield game that makes me feel this, you know, immersed into the war. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that World War I was real, and that we can live through these things that actually happened is kind of crazy. So I don't see this being a game you can get on every single day and grind all day, you know, to work towards whatever you want to do. I don't see it being that type of game, at least for me. It might be for you, which is awesome if it is. But for me, it's the type of game where I'll hop on with friends and play a couple times a week and not really go overboard or take it serious, that kind of thing. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with games being that, you know, hop on with buddies and play this. And this game is going to be a lot more fun when you're playing with friends because you can coordinate. You can all jump into the Zeppelin together. You can all jump in, you know, airplanes and tanks and all that cool stuff. But I think even playing this game solo, I've really, really enjoyed it. And the teamwork that you see that you're not really expecting. Like, I feel like in Battlefront, there was huge teamwork problems. Maybe it has something to do with, like, the Star Wars theme. I feel like maybe a lot of people who played Battlefront didn't really know the mechanics of the Star Wars movies. So, like, for example, when it was Walker Assault, not a lot of people would be shooting the Walker when the defenses were down, even though that's, you know, that's not really actually how the AT-ATs work. But I see a lot more teamwork in Battlefield 1 where you got medics healing each other, you got people throwing each other ammunition, and it's really, really cool to see. And it's so awesome when you're like, you take over a sector, and then all of a sudden you hear all the people that you're fighting with start yelling, and there's like battle cries, and like, it's honestly one of the coolest experiences that I've had this year, and I'm very thankful for that. And I was very wrong. I thought initially when I played the beta, and I've been doing this a lot lately, I'm going to try to not do this. I've been judging games by betas way too much, and I think a lot of that comes with the fact that a lot of games use betas to show some of their best content so that you buy the game. But recently, companies have been, you know, putting out betas, and they've been showcasing the worst maps or the worst gameplay, and I find that a bit strange. I don't know why companies are doing that. Maybe it's to lower the expectations so when the actual game comes out, it doesn't get completely overhyped. But I seriously think that Battlefield 1 lives up to all of its hype. It really, really does. And I was very worried about like lack of content when it comes to maps and that kind of thing. But I could play the operations all day long, and I don't know if it's because there's different sectors to it, so it feels like it almost feels like there's like 6 different maps all in one game mode, and I am so like into that kind of thing, to feel like you're fighting different battles on different parts of the map. It's not the same thing over and over and over again. And honestly, I think this is a for sure buy if you are a fan of the World War I era. You can literally live through the World War I era through this multiplayer. I know you're not going to get like huge history lessons or anything like that. It's got small little cutscenes and dialogue to kind of make you relive the battles that were fought. But the thing for me is just like how I think this game, now some of you guys may not agree with this, I honestly think if you're running this game on PC in the highest quality possible, that it's the best looking game I've ever seen, ever, in the history of gaming. I don't know if you guys will agree with that or maybe not agree with it, but at least when it comes to a shooter, it's by far the best looking game that I've ever seen. And it plays really well, and the guns seem really balanced, and there's actually decent progression in the game as well, where you kind of level up your classes and that kind of thing, and you unlock more weapons, and they have like crates where you can get skins, and you don't actually even have to pay for them. You just can get them just by progressing. I think this game is fantastic, and I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. So maybe you want to stop in a couple of my streams. I will be making some more videos soon, and just see if it's something you'd be interested in. I think people are really, really going to enjoy this game a lot, and I'm very, very happy that I gave it a chance. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let the rest of this gameplay run out. I'm going to turn the sound up so you can kind of get an idea of what it's like to play this without me talking over it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
We have lost objective butter.
Gas incoming! Grenade out!
We have lost objective apples.
Our objective has been captured.
We have taken objective butter.
Nice work, boys. With the French victorious too, the whole German line is collapsing. They'll be surrendering by nightfall. We did what we came to do. Let's pray this is the war to end all wars.
The success of the Meuse-Argonne offensive came at a high price, and remains to this date the bloodiest battle in American history. This outcome broke the German army, leading to an armistice and peace, with the Allies' nation dictating terms.